About 12,000 years ago, the temperature became warmer, glaciers melted, sea levels rose, and Japan became an island nation. There were 4 to 6 simple houses called. As a result, large animals such as mammoths stopped coming from the continent, and people began to hunt smaller animals such as deer, wild boars, and rabbits. In addition, people began to harvest nuts and other fruits, and their diet became richer. During the Paleolithic period, they lived by chasing large animals, but as food became more abundant, they began to build houses and live in the same place. There were 4 to 6 simple houses called pit houses in one settlement, and 4 to 5 people in one house. It is believed that during the Jomon period, because food could not be stored, there was little difference between the rich and the poor, and everyone shared food with each other. There was a custom of making clay figurines in the shape of women, pulling out their teeth when they reached adulthood, and carefully folding and burying the dead. Since their lives were greatly influenced by the natural environment, they feared natural phenomena and tried to avoid disasters through witchcraft. Yayoi period, circa 300 BCE to 300 CE. Around the 4th century BC, rice cultivation was introduced from the continent. It was first introduced to the Kyushu region, and took about 100 years to reach the Kinki region. Around the 2nd century AD, it was introduced to the Kanto region, and in the 2nd century AD, to the Tohoku region. The reason rice cultivation became so widespread was because it helped preserve food. Until now, people worried about suffering from hunger if they could not get nuts or animals, but if rice is produced, it can be preserved, so there is no need to worry about starving to death. However, rice cultivation requires many things, such as securing waterways, plowing rice fields, a place to store rice, and tools for cooking. Therefore, people's lives have undergone a major change. Kofun period, 4th–6th century. Around the 1st century BC, Japan had about 100 small countries. Each country interacted with China on its own and adopted its culture and technology. In the latter half of the 2nd century, conflicts between the countries became fierce. After years of conflict, the conflict was settled by appointing a woman named Himiko as the king of the allied countries, and a federated state centered on Himiko, called Yamataikoku, was established. This culture continued until around the 7th century, and more than 200 tombs were built throughout the country, giving rise to the name of the Kofun period. Birth of the Yamato administration. In the 4th century, the Yamato regime emerged. The Yamato regime was a federation of states headed by a great king, who unified the smaller states in various regions. However, as the country grew in size, the EU alone was unable to manage everything. Therefore, various positions such as diplomacy, military, accounting, and land management were created to form the basis of the governance system. Incidentally, these were only federated states at this time. Only small states were placed under the control of the Yamato administration, and each state united the region on its own. Summarize. A federation of about 30 countries. Himiko, who possessed magical powers, united the countries and also interacted with China. There was also a status system, taxation system, and cities. Kofun tumulus. The tombs of powerful people built from the late 3rd to the 7th century. It is thought that priests who divined the weather became powerful because mirrors, jades, swords, and other magical objects were buried in the tombs of the 3rd to 4th centuries. However, since horse harnesses and iron weapons were buried together in the tomb mounds around the 5th century, it is believed that military leaders became powerful. Kofun tumuli include square-fronted round tombs with a square front and round back, and square-fronted backward tumuli with both sides rectangular, with the largest reaching 486 meters. The Yamato regime. There is a theory that the Yamato regime was originally located in Yamataikoku, but it is not known for sure. The head of the Yamato regime, Dao, later came to be known as the emperor. The next video will be more about Himiko.